Now the way I would dress you, they'll be made.
Oh dear.
Meanwhile, I'm the best cook in my family. Let's be fucking serious. I cook a lot. I enjoy cooking. I cook as stress release. But because I don't braid my hair with vegetables, they say that I can't cook because I'm wearing trousers and shit. I can't wake up on Monday and be Amma the good girl. Tuesday be Akosia, the Reverend Sister. Wednesday be I can't. I'm one person. And on Monday you will get that person. Sunday you will get that person. If you don't understand, the way is your front. Bye. Yeah.
You see, the whole thing about the whole code switching thing is because our society likes to put people in boxes, very judgmental, very surface level, and just want to judge people by what they can see, not what they actually even experience with the person. We're not the boxes that society makes and puts. Sometimes society is forcing you into it. I don't want to go, but they're pushing you. They want to cut your hand, cut your leg, cut something so that they can fit you in that box. You don't have to.
Another thing is this: when you code switch, you are not just changing skins, you are changing self. Because the person that you are in the corporate office is quiet, muted, respectful, subservient, is all that. The person at Jamestown on Friday nights is breaking bottles, jumping on tables, doing things.
So sometimes code switching can basically be a tool for survival.
It usually is, honestly. It actually usually is, because if you didn't have to be so many things, who would you be but yourself?
It's profound,
Yeah.
At my graduation, one person said to me, "Hey, you two, you also graduated."
Oh my God.
Diabolical. They never
know?
Good girls never get the corner office. So do not be cheated like the African culture where you are told have decorum, dress nicely, be kind, be nice. I'm telling you, you will go nowhere. Be a bad girl like me and you'll get somewhere.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Black Women Mic'd podcast. We are still on Black Women Reimagining Ourselves on our own terms. We've been having conversations about how Black women are reclaiming who we are for ourselves instead of fitting narratives and perspectives and expectations put on us by society. Today we are talking about something that I'm very, very passionate about and also very curious about in the same breath. We are talking code switching. What is code switching? Well, code switching, according to the internet is also right, it's not always wrong, but I just want to quote the exact definition for you so I don't mess it up. So code switching is the act of adjusting one's language, appearance, behavior, or expression depending on the social context. This does not need an explanation, but if you do need an explanation, I have very fabulous guests with me today who are going to talk us through it. Today, I will be talking to Perfectual Lenan Labek. She said, if you love her, you call her Lenan, not Perfectual. She also doesn't like Perfy or Perf. She hates it. So if you see her anywhere, don't call her that. I also have... I am laughing because this person, you know why I'm laughing soon. Her name is Esla. Esla, should I mention your full government name?
Feel free.
Do you want to mention it for everyone? Just so you don't accuse me later.
Okay. My full government name is Ursula Mame Abanga.
Ursula Mame Abanga. Yes. I didn't want to say that because there's a history to that. Anyways, welcome to today's discussion. My name, as always, is Abena Benewa Fosu. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're all looking so amazing.
You look good too.
Oh, thank you. Someone is just being
Yeah, because you know why.
I do know why. Let's start off the discussion by talking about your lived experiences. Let's get into that. When did you first realize consciously that you are code switching, and what did that mean for you?
So here's the thing. When I realized I was doing it, I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't even know that this is a thing that exists.
Yeah.
But then the person I was, when I go to school, the person I am in school is not the person I am at home. Because in school, you have people your age with your friends. You can be silly. You can be almost dangerous, like do anything. But at home, like Charlie African mother, you don't fool in the house.
Yeah.
So at home, you're like, I'm serious, I'm studious. Like my mom thinks I like studying. I'm always, which is not so true, but yeah, that's the person I'm showing her because that's the person I'm expected to be at home. So in the house, serious person. We are going to the convent. We are reading books. We are cooking. We are learning homely skills. But then outside, we are breaking bottles. We are jamming. We are walking barefoot on the beach when like you're supposed to be at the home. Like so, I didn't even know it was that's a thing until I got older and I realized that so I've been doing this my entire life, even with my own family, not even with external people. So maybe around, to answer your question, maybe high school was when I got the language for it. That I am code switching. I am changing my skin according to where I am standing.
Yeah. Chief chameleon. Oshe.
That is.
Linan.
So I think for some people it's intentional to be able to navigate the world. But for me, I don't think I'd even heard the term code switching or what it is until very, very later in my life. I'd always describe myself as versatile. On my Facebook profile, what is this? I am versatile. I'd always said I like to do many things. I'm interested in so many things. So I just said I was versatile because I realized I could fit in so many other spaces. So there are certain spaces that I'm intentional about how I present myself, and there are other spaces that I'm not so particular about how I present myself. People that meet me when I'm in my corporate setting tend to get shocked when they see me outside of work. And then people who see me in social settings also get shocked when they see me, working or doing so many things, or get to even know my educational background or my educational journey. So for me, it's not been intentional. It took so long for me to even know there was a term for it. It's just how I think maybe naturally I am, or or my varied texture of interest.
Yeah. I'm going to follow up on that because I do know you outside of this space, and I don't even know if corporate body covers it. Like I know, like you mentioned, you're very versatile, but in a way that is also a bit unconventional, because when you see Linan outside of work, she is a baddie, like in the truest sense of the word baddie. If you see her dressed up going out for drinks, it's hot, and then the next day you see her at work giving a workshop to traditional leaders or corporate organizations, and she's in full comms specialist mode. How does code switching intersect with language, hair, behavior, and everything in between? How has it been for you having to switch between these two, I don't want to say personality, but these two worlds?
Okay, so it's challenging. As you mentioned, some people jokingly call me a corporate baddie, and it's just sometimes it's really difficult. For example, I've currently dyed my hair. This is how I want my hair to be for now. But it's also knowing that going into certain spaces, it wouldn't be sort of accepted. So you'd realize when you are now going to a different environment, you're looking for a wig to wear. And I'm just like, why can't I just have my dyed hair and go anywhere that I want to go? But there's also something empowering about it. In the sense that you get to bring different experiences to bear. For me, at this point, it has become very intentional. It has become very intentional for me to live as myself. I always tell people that I think my destiny in this world, or my purpose in this world, is to show people that you can be so many things. And you don't have to be one thing because society wants to put you in a box. So if I want to go out tonight, wear a short skirt, wear whatever, stand on tables and shake,
Which she
shake,
does,
shake,
by the way.
shake. And the next time I have to do what I have to do. I have to work because I like the work that I do or used to do. So I would still show up in those spaces and I get to bring different, it gives you some sort of humility as well. Because sometimes you meet people and during your interactions, I'm a communication specialist, so I study body a lot, body language a lot. On social media, you get people that tell you that I am living my life through you. And that's because they wish they could be able to live authentically and not necessarily be thinking. So even though we are code switching, it's also it's empowering as compared to others that wish they could do or be this way. But they have to like listen to what society says. For example, a serious woman should look like or what a serious woman should do. Yeah.
Same question.
Yeah.
Which I remember. I'm proud of me.
How does code switching intersect with hair, language,
so
appearance, identity?
For me, if you've known me for a while, you realize that I have looked different in different phases of my life. I used to have very short hair, like very short hair, as in almost bald hair. And I got to a point where you see me like, is that a boy? Are you like, because I had the whole thing and I would dress very masculine. And it was a problem because I was doing service in a government institution. Yes. And then I showed up to service on my first day wearing like men's like work pants, long sleeve shirt tucked in. I wore actual loafers, like men's loafers with my hair cut and fade.
I can imagine.
Yeah. And then they're like, do you know here is government office? Like they literally told me that. And I'm like, okay, so am I naked or am I clothed? Like, what does what I'm wearing have to do with the work I'm doing? Like, you've not even yet met the working persona. Whether I am lazy or I am like insubordinate, you have no idea. But because I'm dressed, and the thing is, I was dressed very decently too, but I was not dressed like
A woman.
Yeah. And so in their head, like, so I had to learn that, okay, if you want to be respected at work, you should dress a particular way. And then when you go home, you can dress how you want to dress. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. No, like dead ass, I'm not doing that. So consistently in my year in that office, I wore a dress like just once. And I wore it because I was really in a, I want to see what they'll do mood. Like, let's see how they'll behave.
Testing the waters.
So I wore a dress and I put heels in my bag. And I got to work and I was like dressing, and they were like,
you know,
and like I became like a zoo animal. I was taking pictures. I was like, why are you surprised that I'm wearing a dress? And so it's like every little aspect of your life you have to think about, because I'm just going to work. It shouldn't be a big deal. But then if I dress this way, they'll see me as this illustrates that perfectly. I went to work one day and then we're talking about food in the office. And then for some reason, I don't know, from nowhere, one of them is like, I know you can't cook.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, why? Why do you say so? Now the way I would dress you, they'll be made your.
Oh dear.
Meanwhile, I'm the best cook in my family. Let's be fucking serious. I cook a lot. I enjoy cooking. I cook as stress release. But because I don't braid my hair with vegetables, they say that I can't cook because I'm wearing trousers and shit. So it's like even when you are not conscious of what your presentation would do to other people, how they would perceive you, you are just living your authentic or natural life. Someone is looking at that to place in a particular box. And so it's two things. It's either you go like, I don't give a shit, which I did. I don't care. I'm going to look homeless at work. And if you sack me, it's national service. I have to do it. You're actually begging for my service. Let's be serious. Or you go like, I need things from these different spaces in the world. Let's say you don't like that you have to switch, but you need a paycheck. So on Monday, you will dress how they want you to look, and then you go and get your bread and come back. So it's either you do fake or you do like, but I'm more inclined to go fake because, again, as a Ghanaian woman growing up in the Ghana, I have lived a majority of my life trying to fit into boxes they've put out for me. You should be quiet, respectful, don't raise your voice to a man, dress decently. Your skirt should be, when I was in high school, should be at least 4 inches below your knee. I'm like, who is measuring inches? Or like, I don't have that time. Once I am clothed, we move.
Yeah.
So I think it cuts across every part of our life. Whether forget hair, no matter what you do, once it's not a particular way in someone's eyes, there's a perception of it. So you have to go like she said. I like being different things. How? Because another thing is this: when you code switch, you are not just changing skins, you are changing self. Because the person that you are in the corporate office is quiet, muted, respectful, subservient, is all that. The person at Jamestown on Friday nights is breaking bottles, jumping on tables, doing things. Those are two different identities.
Yeah.
And so you have to ask yourself, am I willing to do the extra tiring work of switching myself?
Yeah.
If you are down with it, then do it, please. If you are good at it, why not?
Yeah.
Confuse your enemies. But if you realize that my energy is small, like me, I can't wake up on Monday and be Amma the good girl, Tuesday be Akosia the Reverend Sister, Wednesday be I can't. I'm one person, and on Monday you will get that person. Sunday you will get that person. If you don't understand, the way is your front. Bye. Yeah.
Esla, so you being a rebel in this regard, would you say that has affected you either positively or negatively in how you navigate the work and, the work world and the, your private life and also spaces where you exist?
It has in both ways, both negatively and positively, in that because people see me this way, they assume things about me. She's uncultured, she's uncouth. Meanwhile, let's be serious. Like, they assumed that I'm not educated to that high level, or I'm just, because I'm not wearing slacks and some scarf around my wrist, some bow and some shit. But then people who take the time to get to know me behind the homeless facade, you're like, oh, okay. And the work I do now that pays my bills and puts food in my belly is because I present myself the way I am. Because where I work now, if you go trying to look like you're responsible, don't mind you, but like, they'll go like, yeah, if you like fitting in boxes, you can't work here because our point is to break those boxes. And I very much appreciate and love and enjoy the work I do.
Yeah.
And so people might think like I could have had better jobs, let's be serious, when I was pretending to be. There have been opportunities that I could have gotten that were like, you know what, I'll be making more money. I would be like traveling every weekend and ting. But then I would not be happy.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, even though that might be seen as a negative thing, it's a positive thing because I am happy. I am not suppressed. I am not repressed. I live life on my terms.
Yeah.
So like in my opinion, it's been the best for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Lenan, and again, I would say that I know this because I know you and I know how you have actively, like you said, you are very conscious about this now, that you actively try to share what you do for work so people know that this, fun, body isn't all that there is to you. Do you, first of all, why, I know I've said a bit about, that why you did, but why have you found it necessary to do that? Have you been in situations where you have felt like, if I don't show this part of me, these people are not going to take me serious, or these people are not going to respect me? And how does it feel having this pressure on you to have to consciously do this?
Yes, that's a really good question. So, I would say since when I got to uni, as for primary, senior high school, you're in school and stuff like that. When I was in senior high school, I was one of the good students, but I was also the entertainment prefect. Because when I when I got
Unholy
to
combination.
school, exactly, when we went SS1, I was the first person from my year group to mount the stage and start dancing. Like, I went to perform because I love to dance. Now I'm going into the uni. I went through uni. I'm usually I used to be very expressive with my hair. So I would dye it, cut one side, braid. And I used to wear a lot of short things. Like, I like shorter stuff.
Yeah.
So it was, trying to navigate people. You see, the whole thing about the whole code switching thing is because our society likes to put people in boxes, very judgmental, very surface level, and just want to judge people by what they can see, not what they actually even experience with a person. So back in uni, a lot of people did not know so much about me. At the time, I was very okay with it. It was like, but it's just like it comes with a lot of negative rumors and lies. So people would make up crazy stories about you, and it's easy for others to believe because of the way you look, because you wear short things, your hair is crazy, people used to come to me like, you know what, just we would tell people that you are coming for the party, so they also come. So that was that was how I was. But I was also I was part of the first people who would do their registration because I go to school early. If we are reopening, my school was in Wa, so if we're reopening today, I will leave Accra the day before. So I make it the day. Usually I want to go the day before reopening or the day of reopening, register, get everything sorted. Because I knew why I was still in school. At my graduation, one person said to me, "Hey, you two, you also graduated."
Oh my God. Diabolical.
They never
You know,
experiment.
because you wouldn't see me carrying my books. I never did the whole going to lecture halls late at night to study. I wasn't doing study groups. I just knew, yes, I'm here to get my degree. I'm going to get my degree and all of that. And then coming out of uni, I started doing my own small stuff, and people were still struggling to like accept that somebody can be this and can be that. Sometimes it's unintentional. Like I don't think I owe anybody an explanation. But sometimes too, it is like you want to those times I felt like, oh, I'm just trying to let people know there's a lot to me. But internally, sometimes I'll sit down and I'll be like, am I really sure I'm not trying to like prove something to people? So, but also I felt like I had the voice and the platform to tell younger people that, see, you can be everything and anything that you want to be. Don't let somebody, and even till date, people still struggle to see that, oh, you have 4 degrees. I'm like, yes, I have 4 degrees. People are like, oh, you do this, you did that, you like, and it's just interesting. But for me, somehow, it's uplifting because I'm doing something that a lot of people would not be able to combine. So for me, it's not like pick a struggle. It is that I can do all of this. This is me. I love to do A, I love to do B, and I'm good at it. So I'll just continue with it more like,
It's so interesting that, like you said, we can combine the two. I'm just thinking, at what point does code switching become like give us a sense of loss, and at what point does it become empowering? How do we,
Okay, so again, like what I said in the beginning, when you code switch, in my opinion, you are switching selves, not necessarily switching skins, because if you have to commit to the identity that you are performing. And so it's empowering if you code switch to do them in your face, bitches. Can I swear? Because
feel free.
like people, for example, people see me and like they don't expect this because you look this
Certain way,
and then I show up and I do the thing so well. They're like, ooh, and I'm like, yes. The point of this is that no matter how you look, don't judge the book by its cover. People aren't what they look like. So it helps people who also are weird like you, who are, to use an extreme term, freaky like you, like, ooh, like look at that older person. They are a freak, but they are surviving. And so it will work for me. I'm fine being the way I am. But sometimes it's necessary that you code switch. You can't, there's no choice but to not be yourself. For example, I was in boarding school my entire life. The one thing you don't want to be in boarding school is yourself. No, I've been in boarding school since I was 5 years old until high school. The one thing you don't want to be in boarding school is yourself, because
this is a place you have to be for majority of your life.
Listen, if you are yourself in boarding school, hey, don't let me start, I won't finish. But like at that point in time, you have to become someone else, not just to fit in, but to continue existing in the space. It's one thing to fit in and to go like, oh, we are all this person. But if let's say everybody here likes anime, right? And I don't like anime, but I'm trying to like make friends. Oh, I like anime too. Like, yeah. Then they start talking about particular things. Attack on Titan. They start talking about and I'm like, Barbie. Like, do you get? Because you have to like dedicate to the role you've built up, and that can cause grief, because at the end of the day you are there and you are grieving the selves that you are that don't get to exist in their natural state. That you have to switch or like modify to fit in and then stay in the environment you are trying to be. And so it's like you realize that you have so many selves, but not all of them feel comfortable, all of them feel free. Some of them don't even feel natural because they are affected personas. They are things you have to learn to not only fit in, but to stay in. And so while it can be empowering to know that I'm in a space where they don't expect this of a person like this, and so I'm not going to change. I want them to understand that no matter how I look, or how I speak, or how I dress, or how I think, I can do this thing. But then also gets to a point where you are like, yeah, I've proven the points, but like I'm not the person that wants to come and make the noise is inside crying. And so I guess that the two of them are going to exist. There's going to be both a sense of victory in the sense that like I have fooled them. Not I have fooled them per se. I have existed as me. Despite outside influences, I have been myself and I'm proud of that. But at the end of the day, you're going to be like, I'm also a little bit sad because I needed to survive in this space. For me in boarding school, in boarding school, I was the dumbest motherfucker ever, because if you try to be anything else than a dumb motherfucker, you die on your first day in school. I'm not even exaggerating. So it's like, at the end of the day, when it comes to that, I felt like I had betrayed myself, because I'm like, you are not this person. You are not. But if you don't do it, so I think the balance. I don't know whether the word is balance, but the comfort is in knowing that after grieving the self that has to hide, after grieving the self that is diminishing itself, so the other personas will flourish. After grieving that, then you give yourself a little time to celebrate that, at least, even if these sides of me have had to lie about who they are, or have had to like modify themselves to gain acceptance, at least this part of me has been victorious today, has helped me survive today. And so I am not going to grieve for too long. So I think a way to look at it is to switch your perspective. Because if you keep looking at it from one lens, you have one opinion the entire time and you drag yourself down. But if you look at it from, it's true that today I went to lie that I'm a Shao when I'm a Christian, but at least today is Sunday, I'm in the church and I'm glorifying God, and it's fine. So we move.
So sometimes code switching can basically be a tool for survival.
It usually is, honestly. It actually usually is, because if you didn't have to be so many things, who would you be but yourself?
It's profound, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not even high.
Do you? Oh, let me repeat, guys. You can cut
okay,
this.
just
Oh, you're thinking.
No, I didn't know that was my cue. But yes, it is for a number of people, and when you look at the a lot of the reasons why African Americans would do it is code switching. It's like a survival thing. When you sent me the brief, I sat and I had to think over. Since you sent me the brief, even till this morning, I was talking to someone and I was like, it's what I do code switching in the sense of what the literal meaning of code switching is. Because I think sometimes it boils down to the person and why they're doing what they're doing. For some people, yes, it's a survival. It's conscious. They know that, okay, I need to look a certain way, speak a certain way to, navigate all these spaces. For others, like me, it's not intentional. It's just how you are to say, like, that's just how I am. I am just like somebody would say you are a lot, like so many
Yeah.
things that you don't want to. In me being my authentic self, I need to let all these personalities thrive. Suppressing one would be betraying myself. So if I decide that, okay, now I'm going to be, a very serious person in the Ghanaian setting, that will be betraying the other side of me that loves to have fun, says a lot of nonsense and stuff like that. But as also with the kind of career that I have, there is something called cultural competence and cultural humility. So I wear anklets, or I would like to wear I like to wear short things or something. But when I'm in the workspace and I'm going to stand before traditional leaders, I'm going to stand before diplomats and the rest, I need to be culturally competent to understand that that is not the right look for that setting. And it's not betraying yourself. It's just having that professionalism, or having that mindset that not everything would work for each and every space. So in places where you can be this, you be that way. In places that you can be that, you be that way. But for me, it's not allowing any of my personalities to thrive would be like betraying my own self. Yeah.
Right. Talking about that, we have to wrap up in a bit. But before we leave, I want us to bring this conversation down to us being women. The ways that society expects women to behave, and the way that both of you are living contrary to that. Just briefly, how has it been living that way, being yourself in spaces that you have been in, navigating work, navigating social life, having this expectation of you to behave a certain way, and you being contrary to that? What has the experience been? How are you surviving even to begin with, and just we can wrap that up with, for other young women, coming up, what advice do you have for them, living and existing in space, in their authentic selves? I know it's a very loaded question, but
I'll try.
we are being
I'll
sacked from here,
try.
so let's try
I'll
to.
try.
Yes.
So I would say that I forgot what I was about to say. Actually, just forgot.
Lenan
Please.
can, yeah, and then you can.
You've confused me now.
Well, I have remembered, shall I?
Okay.
So I was going to say that for me, it has been actually, well, it was daunting in the beginning. It was a little jarring, but like it's now pleasant in that I say that when you put vibes out there, they find similar vibes, magnify and come back to you. And so in the beginning, it was, I said daunting. Please cut it out.
Daunting.
It's daunting. I was combining daunting and jarring. It's it's daunting, like, because like our society expects particular things from you as a woman. Dress this way, talk this way, walk this way, behave this way. And when you are not those things, people don't want you. Like, well, about that, she's giddy giddy, she's this, she's that.
Yeah.
But then after those few maybe months, weeks, years of you trying to find where you fit, when you finally do, it is, listen, let me tell you something. Listen, it is the most joyous and liberating feeling in the world to exist in a place where if you switch, it's because you want to, not because you have to. It is the most enjoyable feeling in the world. Like, I show up to work meetings like this. I don't have to wear suits or anything because my boss herself is coming from club. Like, she's tired. She's trying to like wrap up and go home. Do you understand? And so I will not lie that it's easy in the beginning. That's not true. It's very difficult when you say that I'm going to show up as me authentically. But then the key is to be consistent in what you choose to be.
Right.
You don't have to be anybody, but the person that you choose to be that person. Even if it's hard, like I'll do it. The vibes people out there will find the community. And then in the weeks, months, years to follow, you become kindred spirit to those people such that you will not even remember that there was a time that I had to do this. Like, you remember it, but you don't remember it because it's no longer necessary. You're no longer doing it to survive. So for now, I know that it's hard. Like, you've just finished service, or like you're now finishing high school, thinking of surviving the Ghana, and women must do this, and you need a job and all of that. It's not easy. But as long as the person that you are choosing to be is what you actually want to be, please be that person. Please, like, be intentional about the spaces you choose to present yourself in. Be intentional about where you choose to code switch. Make sure that when you are code switching, it's working for you. You don't want to do it, but you have to. Make sure you are doing it so that it's working for you. So in the times when you don't have to do it anymore, you are in the place where you actually want to be, not where you are as a consequence of you code switching.
Right.
If that makes sense. I kept it short.
Yes. Thank you, Ursula.
Yeah.
It's hard. In as much as we would usually say we are empowered people, we are still social beings. That we get affected by what people think of us, what people say. So sometimes we can say, "Oh, Odenshi, you are immune to whatever," but we all know when we go to our rooms, we sometimes get haunted by what people say, comments people say, what people think, and all of that. In the beginning, I struggled a lot because people can just look at you and, like she said, you don't know how to cook. I've had people, when I was in uni, somebody came to my hostel. I was standing behind the stove cooking. The person said, "I'm stirring someone's food." So is people just, I think a lot of it is, if society was less judgmental, people would be able to live their lives authentically. If society or the patriarchal society that we live in actually sees women for who we are and not some sort of objects, they will understand that a woman is more than being a mother, being a sister, being a wife, and all of that. Understanding that women are multifaceted, a lot of them get those parts of them suppressed. If society would give women more grace, so women can actually be authentic, and it would shock society how many women have so much in them that they want to, bust out. So you would have some people living code switching, but it's actually more like they are living a life of pretense. So they are so that one, they are code switching, but it's more pretending to be things they are and things they are not just for society, but also to make themselves happy. Because maybe I really like this, but I can't do it here because of how people are going to, think. To younger people, I would say, I'm young anyway, but to people younger than me, I would say that you can be anything and everything that you want to be. It takes conscious, you have to be conscious about it. You need to do that introspection. You need to know where you want to go to, because in as much as usually it's always like, power to you, whatever, you still have to realize that you live in a society, in an environment where unfortunately it's not so kind to women. So sometimes you later suffer the repercussions of certain things, which shouldn't be so. So if you are somebody that is, maybe you are like me, but you still want to be in the corporate environment like I am, you have to be conscious about what you do, to what extent, how much is too much. You need to ask yourself that, who am I? How much is too much? What is my limit? What am I saying true to myself? But also have it at the back of your mind that we're not the boxes that society makes and puts. Sometimes society is forcing you into it. I don't want to go, but they're pushing you. They want to cut your hand, cut your leg, cut something so that they can fit you in that box. You don't have to. In as much as we are still backwards, but we've made some strides where you can actually get support from people who understand. So you just stay true to yourself, do a lot of introspection, and do what is good for you at all times. Yeah.
What a perfect way to wrap up. Thank you so much, Lenan and Ursula. We've been talking about people. Ursula just cracks me up every time. She doesn't even have to say anything. She just gives me an eye and I'm cracked up. We have been talking about code switching here on the Black Women Mike podcast. This season, we are talking about Black women reimagining ourselves on our own terms. And today we have spoken about how important it is to stay true to yourself. Like Lenan said, know who you are, know where your place is in society, ignore the boxes, but also understand who you want to be, where you want to go, how you are going to navigate these systems that unfortunately you have to navigate. So, it's code switching has a lot also to do with identity. And like I said, knowing who you are and, where you want to go and how you see yourself fitting in society, regardless of what the rules and expectations are. My name is Abena Beniwa Fosu. Do stay with us outside of here. After listening to this, after watching this, do, pass by all of our social media platforms. We are Black Women Mic'd on all platforms. It's still Black Women Mic'd on all podcast platforms. This has been an interesting discussion. We have a lot more interesting discussions to come up in this season. Do stay with us, follow us, and keep coming back to listen to more. It's bye.